Hey, let me see this. Before we start, let me just make some arrangement. Oh, wow. Sufficient Natasha, that's gone. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Today, what's today's date? What is today's date? Let me see. December 3rd. Okay, December 3rd, we're back at it again. Another day, another time. Thanks for joining. Hope to have a very, very quick and very fast one. I'm going to start with an interesting story this morning. There's a lot happening. And while taking a walk this morning, I just noticed that there's also a bill that wants to strip Nigerian of dual citizenship. That is, as a Nigerian, if you live in America to Nigeria now, you can't actually use your Nigerian passport. You have to apply for a visa back to Nigeria. But I'm not going to go into that right now because it's just still news fresh. I know that there's a lot of issues that Nigerians are facing right now with respect to the security at home, but home and abroad. Okay, so without further ado, when I thought that all of what PDP is doing was kind of over, and the party's already left for the wreck that it is, the party is in a very, very I would say the party is in an emergency situation right now, and I'm talking about the PDP. That's not actually over. So just yesterday, there are two factions. Okay, there are two factions. You have the Wike factions, and then you have the others. I would say that others, right? Wike got a certificate of expulsion. Fayose also got a certificate of expulsion, and other 10 people got one. So let me see what this guy has to say. So this is the current chairman of PDP.
The 611th meeting of the NWC of the People's Democratic Party.
600 meetings for a party that has been of no good to the country. You have 600 meetings and the whole country has gone to shreds. Why? Because the party has no ideology. The party even has no steez, bro. And that's where we are. 600 parties. And what I can account for when PDP was in power was shambles. Also the same thing with the APC. Hopefully some of the reforms that Tinubu is putting in place works. Hopefully there's an end to this insecurity issue. But what's the essence of a party when things are not working?
In the course of the meeting, we had cause to discuss events in the country.
Okay.
And events within our party.
Mm-hmm.
In relationship to the events in the country, we have painstakingly reviewed the security situation in this country.
Yeah. Partly caused by your country, right? By your party, right?
The federal government of Nigeria has a lot to do in that respect.
Yeah, we know. We know. But what are your parties doing also? Because your party is one of the opposition. I mean, it shouldn't be the citizen just crying and screaming. Your party is also responsible in a way. I've not seen any fierce opposition come out from PDP. I'm just saying. So if you're saying that, oh, the president has a lot to do, which I think he has a lot to do, he's been sleepwalking all this while, then what has the PDP also done? What bills have you guys amended? Or what investigation have you demanded into the problem that is ailing the country? I'm just saying, that's just my own thought. But let's go on.
It is the irreducible minimum obligation of every government.
Irreducible minimum, what does that even mean?
To provide safety for the lives and properties of their citizenry.
Yep.
And we believe
100%. Yeah.
That with the spate of kidnappings that are now taking place virtually all over this country,
Yeah.
with the spate of killings
Mm-hmm.
that are taking place all over this country,
Yep.
that the APC-led federal government has really not lived up to the expectation of Nigerians.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
We therefore want to call on the federal government to brace up
Mm-hmm.
and most especially
Okay.
begin to consider the review of the security architecture in this country.
Yeah, that's important, and yeah. But what are you guys going to do as the opposition too? I mean,
We in
it goes both
PDP
ways.
believe
Okay.
that a situation where the governors will be called the chief security officers in their respective states.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do not have any hand in control of the operational activities
Yep.
of the military and security personnel that live in their state.
Yeah.
Is something.
Yeah, it's a big problem. It's a big problem because what they give them security votes. I don't even know if they still give them that money. I don't know if they still give them the security vote. They give them hundreds of billions, if not billions now, because now there's a lot of money to go around on the back of the citizens that are suffering, right, in Nigeria, right? There's a lot of money now that is going to the governors, and what they do with it, they politics with it. They politic with the money. That's what the governors are doing. The governors, the most low-level set of politicians in Nigeria, the National Assembly, number one, then secondly, the governors. These guys just get a lot of money. They don't even rebuild the infrastructure of the states. They do one or two roads, and that's it. And then everybody's happy. Oh, this governor is doing roads. Like, what the hell? Like, shouldn't the governor even do road on a normal day? We're not talking about road alone. As a governor of a state, your number one security of the state is the number one priority. Number two is the state being able to stand on its own, even without a federal government allocation. Most of the states in Nigeria cannot stand without the federal government allocation, and that's how bad it is. Remove the FAC money coming in today to most of the states, they're as good as bankrupt. And we expect a new Nigeria. So the governors are as useless as it comes, unfortunately, and they just do the politics and they steal the money. That's all.
We believe that the situation in this country is such that Nigerians are not safe on the street.
Yeah.
Nigerians are not safe in their places of work.
I agree.
Be it in the office, being in the farms, being in the market. And Nigerians are not also safe in their homes.
Yeah, tell that to Kwara,
so
Kogi, Bini. What else again?
Yeah. Every citizen lives in perpetual fear, works in perpetual fear, does their biddings in perpetual fear. Then it's really something that
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move on.
We are satisfied.
Yeah, I want to move on to the expulsion.
We are seriously working purpose of selection of ad hoc delegates.
Okay.
We've also reviewed who will be representing our party in the governorship election that is taking place in Osun early next year. Yeah,
I'm talking about Osun State. Did you guys see the drama that is coming out of Osun? It's bad. The drama coming out of Osun State is really bad. The governor just resigned from the PDP just a few weeks ago, November 4 precisely. Resigned from the PDP. It's that bad.
Also reviewed the arrangements that are being made for the conduct of local government election in Adamawa State, and we are satisfied with the report we've gotten from the leadership of the party in Adamawa State that they are well prepared for that election, and we're hoping that we will sweep that election when it is conducted. We've also reviewed some of the cases that had been filed against us and those that have also been filed by us, particularly the one that relates to the unlawful and illegal closure of our offices.
Yeah, that was messed up. That was really messed up. I watched the whole thing here. It was really messed up. You had Wike and his gangs. You know, Wike has federal powers, right? So they took over the secretary of the PDP. And then you see elderly men fighting and shouting and all of that. I mean, it's just a recycle of what has always been happening, though, with respect to that party.
Like that. And the brief we had received from our lawyers is that we're on sound ground and that very soon the law will take its course.
Okay.
Now, more importantly, we have also started looking at the handover notes the executive had given to us. And like I did say, we are going to be very, very painstaking in our consideration of those notes so that we will leave no stone unturned in making sure that there is no gap.
This is getting
Our
boring.
party
Bro.
had expelled them. We have decided
Okay.
that
Now this is
we
it.
are going to issue them with certificates of expulsion.
Yeah, that's what they did yesterday.
So that when they go to register with other political parties in Nigeria, they will now show those certificates that we've given them as proof that they are no longer members of PDP.
How does this even affect other parties? Like, other parties are also most of the other parties, let me say not all, most of the other parties are also with the same ideology of this wrapped up mentality of just looting, corruption, and all of that. So your certificate that you issue bears no significance. In fact, with your certificate of expulsion, they can actually get automatic tickets in other parties. That's how ridiculous and how like a comedy skit this has become.
So that those parties may not accuse them of trying to belong to more than one political party. Distinguished members of the press.
Okay. So it's gonna bring the certificate out now.
These certificates have been dispatched via courier
to Wike's office.
The 11 persons that have been expelled.
Wow, look at that.
This is a certificate of expulsion of His Excellency Nyesom Wike.
Even put His Excellency there. Like, bro, you can't even make this stuff up. His Excellency Nyesom Wike. Like, dude, he's just a comedian.
Original copy.
Who is this young guy? I don't even know who he is. Okay.
This is the certificate of Ayodele Fayoshe, Excellency. It has been sent to him also through Korea.
His Excellency.
He has been expelled from PDP.
Okay.
Certificate of Distinguished Senator Samuel Anyang.
Okay, Samuel Anyang is also one of the culprits.
Korea.
Another one by Korea. Okay.
Next
is
the certificate of expulsion of Umaru Bature, Honorable Umaru Bature.
Bature is also one of the kingpins, right?
Via Korea.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
Next is the certificate of Kamaluddin Adeyemi Ajibade, Senior Advocate of Nigeria.
That's it.
It has also been sent to him through Korea.
Oh, that one is not His Excellency, right? Yeah, it's not.
Is that of Abdurrahman Mohammed.
Abdul.
It has also been sent to him via Korea.
Yeah.
It's for Senator Mao Ohabonwa.
Okay. Yeah, while they're expelling that, I'm admitting people here. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not done that. I try to come live every day, at times morning and evening, covering Nigeria events, and you would not want to miss it. So please help smash the subscribe button. Thank you.
It has also been sent to him via courier services.
Okay.
The next one is for Mr. Austin Nwachukwu. Certificate of expulsion has also been sent to him.
Okay, so we've got all of those. Yeah.
The next one is that of Abraham.
As many sons, bro.
It has been sent to him via courier.
Okay.
The list is that of Chief Dan Obi.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of people, though.
It has been sent to him through courier. We have done this for Nigerians.
Okay.
Particularly critical institutions.
Okay.
That are involved in managing the affairs of political parties, especially INEC.
Oh, so they actually wrote INEC. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so possibly INEC can do that. Now, I want to see what the response of Wike is.
Managing the affairs of main security affairs in the society, most especially Nigeria Police, Department of Security Services, Nigeria Civil Defense, and other agencies of government to know that these people are no longer members of our party. They have been expelled.
Okay.
They remain expelled.
Yeah.
We have now certified their expulsion.
Yeah, I can see that.
This certificate had been sent to them. Very soon, members of the society will be informed via proper disclaimers that any person henceforth who decide to do business with them,
Is that their own
all of
risk?
them, or some of them, or any one of them, does so at his or her or their risk.
I'm expecting a counter expulsion from Wike also. I mean, Wike will also have to expel this guy. I mean, that's how bad it is. Because I saw some appointment done by Wike. Let me just see.
They are no longer members of the People's Democratic Party. They have been expelled. You today are living witnesses of their certificate of expulsion.
Explosion. Okay.
So we hope
yeah, here we
that
go.
members of PDP in Nigeria and diaspora will know that PDP has once again gotten
regain its teeth
and creating problems for us in our activities.
Okay.
We are now prepared to be sided with the responsibility
Okay.
of
there is nothing that gives me so much pleasure given that Burger King, given that these guys actually contributed to the destruction of the country to now see their own party in disarray. Immediately they took them out of the ruling party. Immediately they stopped being the ruling party. They lost whatever it is that they were known for. They don't know how to play opposition because they've never been in an opposition position from the onset of 1999. So APC, just saw that these guys were not serious. APC bought them in, took a lot of their politicians. They don't even know what to do. Even if APC is failing as they're failing on a lot of fronts today, maybe one or two minor wins, right? They can't even stand as a major opposition to APC. That's how bad it is. So again, I'm going to see what comes out of this.
Performing our functions as the leading opposition party in Nigeria.
Burger King, what does that even mean?
We are going to provide credible alternative to Nigerians. We are going to provide credible leadership.
Okay, I'm waiting for that.
Nigerians. By the special grace of God, come 2027.
Oh, okay.
I want to thank you, members of the press. If you had read carefully, the press release that was made by PDP chairman in Oshun, he himself had alluded to the fact that the responsibility of conducting, postponing, or canceling primaries is that of the National Working Committee. And I just told you that this is what we have done.
Okay, which is fair.
Also alluded yourself to the fact that as I'm talking to you now, primaries are ongoing. And so it means then that whatever he had said in his press conference is of no moment. It's of no moment.
Yeah, so I mean, he's addressing the Osho State governor that yet again resigned from this PDP. PDP is torn to shred right now. There is nothing for that party. I don't even know what's gonna work, and that's why I asked. Okay, just bring me up to speed with what is happening with APC, and also be brief, right, as we speak. So faction, there's a Makinde Turaki faction, which is anti-Wike. I guess that's the party for that guy. So yeah. So Kabiru Turaki is the new national chairman. I think that's the guy we're listening to. There's Bala Mohammed also. Oh, sorry, Sheyi Makinde, Oyo State. Kabiru, new national chairman, I'm correct. And then Bala Mohammed is the Bauchi governor. How many governors do they have left? Expelled, Wike, Fayose, and others. We've listened to that. An issued formal certificate focuses on discipline, reconciliation, criticizing APC and Tinubu, which we know. They held an Ibadan convention. That was a few weeks ago. Well, current status, they claiming legitimacy, and they handed over from Damangu, pushing for 2027 unity. That has been condemned by some state. So there's also the Wike Anyawu faction. So the Wike faction, you have these guys. So these are all the guys that was just expelled. They rejected the Ibadan Convention. They rejected the expulsion. Okay. And then they are setting up a parallel Southeast caretaker committee. Oh boy, it's going to be interesting. So talking about the committee, I saw this somewhere yesterday. Let me just see if I have this bookmarked. I saw this somewhere yesterday. Let me see. Because the dude that did set up that committee, they actually set up a parallel stuff. Okay, Wike is actually smart. Look at this here. This is as of yesterday. There's an appointment of a Southeast Caretaker Committee. I don't even know why it's Southeast Caretaker. Why not this? The National Working Committee of our Gate Party, the People's Democratic Party, have appointed. These are the guys that they just suspended, bro. Hi, John. Welcome to the show. These are the guys that they just suspended. Guys, please help subscribe, help like, help share. I really appreciate you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, they've approved the appointment of the following Southeast Committee: Chief Shidebre Egu, Pascal Ukwani, Ukpai Ukario, Okafo, Akpugo, Ugwa, and these are all honorables, right? And then there's a Mrs. And I don't even know, accordingly, the assignment takes effect from December 2nd, 2025, and the committee is charged with the responsibility of running the affairs of the party in the Southeast. Why just Southeast alone? Is there money involved? I mean, I'm asking myself, like, this is a big problem. Accordingly, yeah. And then it says, as stipulated by the section 21 of our party's constitution, for a period not exceeding 30 days. So more like a caretaker, like more like a stopgap to that. Makinde is the biggest loser in all of this charade. So when did you become the party's PPRO? I mean, this is so crazy. Like, this is what is really happening right now. Like, PDP, they've successfully destroyed that party. So this guy can be suspending all he wants, you know, but the reality on ground is that Wike is still fighting. And again, it's a PDP problem. It's not my problem to solve, really. Okay, so this is it, right? Look at that. Look at that expulsion. Knowing that who is a member of PDP has violated Article this, which I agree. I mean, the anti-party activity of Wike is just crazy. I mean, it's really crazy. And that's what is really happening. Okay, that's what is really happening. Yeah, so we listen to this again. Yeah, this is Justin. PDP has issued this. Yeah, PDP will never die. So this is PDP's official handle. Even though it's dying a slow death, it says PDP will never die. Kabiru Turaki assures outgoing party leaders Damangu Antover issue certificate of expulsion. We've seen that one. The PDP acting under this article, suspended all these people. PDP is alive, okay, strong, and marching to victory in 2027. I don't even know who is going to be the candidate of that party as we speak. This was the almighty PDP. Kazimi, welcome to the show. This is the PDP that planned to rule Nigeria for 60 years. So their plan was that they would be the one leading Nigeria up until 2059. And part of what we are facing right now is part of the calamities that they left Nigeria with. I'm telling you, it's that crazy. Is that crazy? Let me look at this guy. What does this guy have to say? Adebayo Ademola is the PDP governorship candidate. Yeah, so the PDP actually did their election yesterday. Given that the current governor already left, Adeleke, Ademola Adeleke left. Now there's Adedamola. Okay, let's see what's up.
It's really a pity, and for a person such as Shea Makinde, who is fighting now, is a lost battle.
No, it is.
Shea Makinde with Wike to really bring down PDP, and it should not be crying now. It should.
Yeah, so this guy is just talking about what they did a few years ago. Like, I'm not going to go into that. That was 2023. You know, what goes around comes around. When it was time for them to go against Atiku in PDP, they all teamed together. Now they're fighting a very lost battle. This is it. Okay, as formally sent out expulsion. We've listened to that one, and this is what it is. Okay, now Fayose or Wike, all of them getting expelled. We're gonna wait. Let me see if there's any statement or any. I know Wike is gonna do another explosive interview come this weekend. Okay, Wike is going to do another explosive interview come this weekend. Oh, there's a screening of the National Defense Minister happening live right now as we speak. Okay, so this is actually good to watch. Yeah.
Kidnapping as a terrorist action.
Okay.
And then we have also prescribed death sentence without any option of fine. We are going this route because we want to give you the enabling legal framework for people to know that either there's deterrence. If they are not deterred, then let them go ahead.
Okay, so again, so death sentence to this thing. They are trying to screen the general, the defense minister, General Musa, right now as we speak. I might just have to update my topic here. Okay.
Distinguished Senator Nengi.
Let's see how that
Mr.
goes.
President, for this opportunity.
Why is it dropping?
I am extremely delighted, excited, like all Nigerians.
Okay, so this is not working, man. This is not working. I don't know why this is buffering. Let me just restart that again.
Musa,
Okay.
I am extremely
Let me see if I can get it from the NAN stuff.
excited, like all Nigerians, about this appointment. Mr. President, this appointment looks like it.
Yep.
It looks tactical. It looks logical.
Yeah, I must say this appointment hopefully changes things. I don't even know where we are, but again, it's a live stream. Let's see.
Timely.
Yeah.
The question I want to ask the general is, General, what is the problem of the Nigerian Armed Forces
Okay, good question.
with technology?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the problem with technology? It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of infiltration, right? It's a matter of infiltration.
Example, why are we seeing these bandits
Streaming.
with super sophisticated guns and our officers are confronting them
Yeah.
still with AK-47?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. If the Senate had done his job, he should know that answer. But again, let's just listen to the this guy. You know what? I'm gonna just try and listen to the whole thing.
All senators shall be silent or shall confer only in undertones. I think if we are doing or observing these two orders, there wouldn't have been the need for him to come under the order he raised. But we are working in breach of these two orders. So I call on my colleagues.
Okay.
This is the number one assembly in the country, the highest assembly.
Yep.
So we need to make sure that we do the needful during sitting. No noise. And if you want to say anything, go close to your colleague and confine undertones. Because the world, not only Nigeria, the number one democracy in Africa. In Africa. So everybody is watching. And whatever we do here is what through live streaming.
Yeah, I can tell you that the United States is also watching. I mean, they've been putting a lot of pressure. Thanks, guys. Please, if you've not subscribed, I would appreciate if you can do that. We're just trying to build this channel.
In
Thanks.
America, in the Caribbean, everywhere they are watching us. In Europe.
Yep.
And today is even live. Even when it is not live, it's seen everywhere. And people watch us.
Yeah.
So please, let's, this is Hado Chamber. So please, let's kind of observe decorum. Let's do our things in line with our status as the number one assembly in Africa, not even Nigeria, in Africa. I so submit, Mr. President.
Okay, that's fine.
Your point of order, Deputy Senate President, is sustained. So please help the Chief Whip to help us. And like the Deputy Senate President said, if we were observing Order 9, 10, there would have been no need for the Chief Whip to come under Order 10.
Yeah, so again, I'm just saying, can I allow the video to run before I give my comment? The problem is that I can't, but if you want to watch the full video, just go to Channels TV. If I do that, YouTube is going to just ban me. So again, I have to put my comment, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
24. He's decided to invoke his powers to let you know that the fact that you are doing these things without getting permission from him is not correct. So, both of them are right. So we must ensure decorum. Leader of the Senate.
Okay, let's see.
Thank you, Mr. President, and very distinguished colleagues. The third order of the day.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let each individual talk, and then I'll give my comment. I think that will make it easier for everyone to also follow. Thanks.
Is the screening and confirmation of the nomination of General Christopher Guabin Musa for appointment as a minister of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in accordance with Section 147, Sub 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as altered. Mr. President, distinguished senators, in order to carry out this exercise in conformity with our standing Order 12 on floor privileges, I will move two motions. First, I move that the Senate do resolve into the Committee of the Whole to conduct the confirmation hearing. And two, I will be moving that we suspend the relevant provisions of Order 12 of our rules to enable us admit strangers into the chambers. The stranger now including the nominee and those who will be accompanying him, as well as the special advisor to Mr. President on National Assembly Matters, Senate. Finally, that if tallies with the wisdom of this hallowed chamber, let me say it again, that the preponderance of the screening be done in closed door session after the introductory remarks by the nominee. The nominee himself having been first screened and confirmed by the 10th Senate. Then, while seeking to assume office as the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces. That would be the purport of my motion, Mr. President. I so move.
Leader, please approach the chair.
Okay, so for those that are joining, this is the Minister of Defense screening. If you know, the new Minister, Christopher Musa, was just appointed by President Tinubu. He was a former CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, and now he is now actually being screened for the Minister of Defense. So that
the
is where
network
we
service
are.
of the Nigerian Television Authority, transmitting to you live Senate plenary from the National Assembly. Now, the Senate leader has just taken.
Okay, I'm going to move it forward here so that we can.
He was born in Sokoto.
Okay.
He will be appearing before the 10th Senate for the purpose of screening and
Cement PLC to Chinese investors. Mr. President, you may wish to invite distinguished Senator Izunaso Osita to move the motion for the Senate to receive and consider the report of the committee.
Well, first, the minority leader. Do you accept that we step down the item and move over to the next one?
Yeah, let's see.
There are two motions there.
Let me move forward.
Izunaso, you have the floor on the capital markets.
Okay, I'm not going to do capital market. Sorry. I just want to move forward to where the screening started. You know? What is this saying? Nothing? Oh, it was just a
Nigeria
farce. Okay.
to promote the development of the people. That is not done just because the law says this man should buy it. So somewhere in London.
Okay, so this is it.
You don't know?
By our Senate leader that this bill be stand down, this report be stand down, so that further these sales of shares up to Lafayette to a Chinese firm, because it has elicited a lot of interest. If 60 years ago we still have
Bola Tinubu
I'm just trying
in
to figure out where the whole thing started,
coming,
and then we can move into the.
will be the second time he will be appearing before the 10th Senate for the purpose of screening and confirmation. The last time was in 2023 after he was appointed as the Chief of Defense Staff, and today he's appearing before the Senate as the nominee for the position of the Minister of Defense. A motion has been taken to invite him into the chamber for the purpose of the screening.
Okay.
General,
So this is it.
I hope you are writing it down.
Okay. So it's still ongoing.
Let me invite Senator Wadada to also ask questions. Please just restrict yourself to 1 minute. But in the meantime, Senator Wadada, accompanying the
1 minute is too small.
Defense Staff Emeritus and Minister of Defense nominee is Honorable Ajaraton Kulubali, Second Deputy Speaker of ECOWAS, and Honorable Bile Tunkara, the Fourth Deputy Speaker of ECOWAS. They are in the Parliament to observe the screening, and just on behalf of the Senate, I welcome you, and I thank you for coming, and I wish you journey mercies when you are departing. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was like 1 minute to ask for a question that is kind of paramount in the nation. And this thing has been going for hours now. 1 minute for a senator. That's how important they place on this whole thing. Now we'll see.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, I remain Senator Ahmed Wadada Aliyu Sarkin Yakin Kefi, Magajin Dangin Lafia, and I represent Nasarawa West Senatorial District of Nasarawa State. I still remain horse rider, yes. Mr. President, sitting as chair, distinguished colleagues, Mr. Nominee, at this point, mine wouldn't be question. It will be commendation, congratulations, and some level of
I was going to take a minute to ask the question. Yeah, okay, yeah, gotcha.
To the nominee. Commendation to say that truly by your nomination is a confirmation that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, truly has the eagle eye to have nominated you to be Minister of Defense. And I congratulate you.
Okay.
Having congratulated you, why mine will not be a question, all the questions that I should have.
Okay.
But it's to say to you, based on where you're coming from, the commendations and accolades that you've gotten from my colleagues, is to say to you that I will be requesting the Senate.
Eagle. Or evil. He was an eagle, right?
What has not been done before. You will be approved.
Ah,
but
really?
In principle, it will be probational.
Actually, we know it was going to be approved
If within the first 6 months, these sensitive questions, 6 months, these sensitive questions are not brought to bear in the affirmative,
What happens?
Where is Brigadier General? Who authorized the withdrawal of soldiers 30 minutes before the operation that saw to the kidnapping of the MAGA, 25 children in MAGA?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Are not answered, or no progress is seen by the Senate, extension of the country, because the Senate is the country. We represent Nigerians here. If those are not taken care of within the first 6 months, this same Senate that members have applauded you, commended you, and will approve you, the same Senate
money's in the bag, right? Yeah.
On the president, any other person that is saddled with the responsibility that you are saddled or will be saddled with, which court and on court will be within the sphere of security responsibilities, will sit up when and if such a person is saddled with the responsibility you are saddled with. To this, or with this, once more I congratulate you and I caution you to have, I don't know if you play.
This is more than 1 minute though.
Polo player, I would have known. But for you, for an officer retired that has gotten to the level that you have gotten, eyes on the ball. Thank you.
Okay.
Just one more minute. We take it like this until we get here.
Now that's a long one.
Very few hands here. So I can start from here. Senator. Leadership. Who in leadership? Huh? Who in leadership? Deputy leader. But please just keep it to 1 minute. Go ahead.
Which minister? Yeah.
Your Excellency, the Senate President, Senator Ashiru.
This is preach, mister. Oh, I didn't even get that one.
The good people
I was distracted.
of Kwara South.
Kwara is another state that is burning right now.
Speaking for the people of North Central states.
Yeah, North Central is really
First
burning.
and foremost,
yeah, they are screening the chief of defense staff. Yeah.
are done perfectly well by this choice. The choice of former 18th CDS as a new Minister of Defense. Your Excellency, I'm worried. Worried for so many reasons.
Okay.
In my state, Kwara South, in particular, we have never had crisis of insecurity before. We don't know how it looks. But now, I'm worried because infringement on our security is an everyday affair.
Yeah, it's that bad right now.
Constantly
really
happening.
bad right now. Yeah.
And honestly, the people are exceedingly sad and very insecure.
They are very afraid. I mean, Kwara is just close,
more
right?
than 30% of our population.
What?
Other senatorial districts, and Lagos in particular.
Wow.
Of recent, we had a visit to Jos under the auspices of Committee on Security. And I was amazed by the feeling of the people. They are really sad. Their situation is exceedingly pathetic.
Sad is an understatement.
And I have the feeling that the present security arrangement we have might not be able to take care of this insecurity.
Yeah.
I want to ask the nominee.
High prediction, welcome.
What are the new things that you think we can quickly do to be
welcome.
able to assure the people that the insecurity level in North Central State is solvable?
Yeah, they are. It's crazy.
That's not your seat.
I'm gonna go off camera for a while. I'll be back.
On his seat. Yes, Senator Kawuden, Senator Fadaunsi, Senator Musa. Then we go to the other side too.
Okay.
He called me.
But you know, Father should talk first. Don't you know that? He's not your mate.
He's not my mate.
This guy is a comedian.
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, who are you? My name is Senator Adeniwa Fadansi, representing the good people of Osun East. Today, I'm very happy that Mr. President showed to the whole world that he's a listening father. We highlighted this, there is a fault in his security architecture, and immediately changed the narrative, which the whole country now is happy that General Musa, who has done well in his military career, has been appointed as minister, has been nominated as the Minister of Defense. And you will see that when a retired general is nominated or
He's not your mate. That's what it is now.
Minister,
Sanity must rain down upon Nigeria. Only my people will talk of election in such mad atmosphere. I'm telling you, that's true. Livingstone, I agree.
We hope that things will turn around by his involvement. He has gone around all the waters and he has done well. But my question now, which was partially answered, I've been asking them, can we really win this war? He said it's winnable.
That's a good question.
That by the grace of God, we will win. Our own is to cooperate with you, cooperate with the 001, that's our president, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, that he has been doing well for you. It is now your own place to take care of the young ones. That's the downtrodden army. That is the problem. If you encourage them and their packages are okay, they will go headlong to win the war.
Okay.
I'm very sure you will do that. And with the prayer warrior you have at home too, all of us will continue to pray for you. Today, Nigerians should go and learn how to sleep and pray for you that you will succeed. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Senator Kawu and General, that was...
Okay, we've been praying. Okay, and the prayer has been answered. We need action. That's what we need right now. Okay, let's move to the next one. Yeah.
The prayer of a father, the distinguished Senator Fadaunsi. When you said that the war is winnable, we believe that if God can assist the war to win the war against COVID, that we can win the war against insecurity, and we shall win the war against insecurity. So we don't want to talk about the collaborators. We don't want to talk about the conspiracies. We don't want to talk about the enemies of Nigeria and the enemies of government. We don't want to look at them. We just want to look at winning the war. We must win this war for us to bequeath a better country to future generations. Senator Kawu.
Thank you, Mr. President. My dear distinguished and honorable colleagues, I am Suleiman Abrahaman Kawu Smaila, representing Kano South senatorial district. Mr. President, my dear distinguished colleagues, Mr. Nominee, I don't want to repeat myself on commending Mr. President of appointing a competent hand to manage this very important ministry in this current situation, and his capacity to handle the situation, because he demonstrated it, and we can testify when he was in the office. We are in constant touch with him when we start experiencing this kind of challenges in part of Kano State in my senatorial district. We are always liaising with him, and he do his own best to make sure that we contain the challenges. And by the grace of God now...
prayer, shaking my head, doing what now? Prayer against bullets going to work. You're supposed to talk about that.
Mr. President,
I mean...
to give a highlight...
Yeah, kind of, I think it's a two-way thing, right? You pray, you walk. I've not seen the walk. I've seen the prayers.
And of course, the President of the United States of America, President Trump...
Oh, this is the first time they're bringing up Trump.
Accusing Nigeria that there is a genocide or religious intolerance, or they perceive that the government or the security agencies are doing or are protecting some people against some sect in this country. Of course, even today, they are holding a roundtable discussion on the Nigerian situation of genocide or religious intolerance. And we are very lucky. When he was a chief of defense staff, he is a Christian, very good friend to us, very often sincere and transparent personality. His remark today in the parliament can justify or can tell the world and can revive the image of Nigeria, what Nigeria are doing, what our security agencies are doing, what Mr. President is doing, and his own team, and of course our parliament are doing to keep or to make Nigeria one, irrespective of our diversity. His remark means a lot in this very critical situation. Mr. President, I so.
Thank you. Distinguished Senator Abdullahi Yahya. Distinguished Senator Ojus Okalo.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Oji Ozokalo. I represent Abia North,
okay.
Abia Senatorial District. Mr. President and my colleagues, I think first I want to thank President Ahmed Bola Tinubu.
Oh, I'm going to reduce this.
For appointing somebody. Senators are asking him because this man is competent. He was CTS. He's a very competent general. He's a full four-star general. So if there's anything you give in Nigerian army, he has it. But my advice, I don't want to ask him a question. My own is advice.
So, sorry about that. I have to pause this thing. I don't understand. Nobody has asked this guy any question for him to respond. Like, we've been hearing the senator speak for God knows how many minutes now. Nobody's even drilling him. Is it because of security strategy, or they just want to protect the guy? No drilling question. They just like, okay, this is the question. Come back to us after 6 months. If you don't come back to us, then we will not fully confirm you. This is what we have. Nobody's even asking serious questions, to be honest. They are praising Tinubu like he's doing his job. And for the first 2 years, he's not really done good on the security front. I don't know. Or is it just me?
Don't believe on only gun. You must go back to intelligence gathering. Intelligence gathering is the key to whatever you are going to do. Because we have no intelligence. When people do not have intelligence gathering, they carry weapon and go, the enemy is in front. There's no Reiki. I don't see soldiers and Navy, Air Force going for Reiki. Both air Reiki or ground Reiki. They don't do that. And when you go there, they have laid ambush. We will lose our soldiers. As a Minister of Defense, how will you address the issue? I want to the issue of wiping out courses. I want to advise Mr. President. You wipe out a course totally. Like if you are course 38, if you are appointed, every other person in course 38 will retire. We have used money to train you people. And it's Nigerian people's money. So how you are going to address this issue as a defense minister? In terms of security, how are you going to control the service chiefs to be one? There's no love among the service chiefs. How are you going to coordinate them to make sure, because the essence of a defense minister is to coordinate all the service chiefs and all the agencies related to it. We have almost 42 security-related agencies in Nigeria. How are you going to come out as Minister of Defense to make sure that everybody speak with one voice and you go back to President Tinubu to advise him brilliantly? Because we are not soldiers, we have been given the highest honor by appointing you Minister of Defense. So you must pay a very good attention to the service chiefs, to everybody. It's your duty. Service chiefs are not independent of you. Service chiefs are supposed to report to you. And that is what it should be. And you make a decision and go back to the President of Nigeria to advise him. It's not a multiple thing. You must follow that line. This is what is done all over the world. And you must also brief the President on the things that are realistic, not just things you like. Like my colleague Cabo was asking you a question. Just one moment. What he's trying to ask you, is it genocide in Nigeria? Did anybody, I know people are killing people. If they go to Zamfara State and kill people, the people they will kill are Muslims. If they come to Abia State and kill people, the people they will kill are Christians. They go to Plateau, Benue and kill people. They go to Meduguri and kill, they will kill Muslim. So the question is, do you subscribe that Nigeria, we must work as one? Do you believe that people are being killed, not based on their religion, but they are based on terrorists killing people? Thank you, Mr. President. Let me stop so far. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so okay. Yeah, we're gonna move to the next one now. Yeah, so again, that question is actually, a good question, because one of the problems this guy is gonna face is sabotage. I mean, he should be prepared for that. They're gonna frustrate him. He should 100% be prepared for that. And we'll see how it goes. Let's move on.
If you want to continue, he can come to your house. Senator Joe Ibrahim.
Akpabio is not a serious person.
Thank you very much, Mr. Senate President, and my very distinguished colleagues of the 10th Senate. My name is Jimo Folorunso Ibrahim, representing the good people
Tinubu fought to become president
from Ondo State.
To steal, loot, and loot.
Let me say this one very clearly. I most sincerely join my colleagues to commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for nominating you as the defense minister. But let me say clearly, Mr. Senate President, all over the world, military only account for 20% of counter-terrorism. There is nothing you can do that you can score more than 20% of counter-terrorism insurgency. Therefore, yes, we need the budget, but Mr. President will not give you the entire budget. Because 80% of success factor, Mr. Senate President, is still hanging somewhere beyond the military. At the Senate here, under the Senator Okoyemi Bamidele, as the Senate President generously approved, continued discussion of the security summits in the 6 geographical zone in Nigeria is still ongoing. That action alone accounts for 10% success of counter-terrorism in Nigeria. People are involved, legitimacy of the people are involved. General Musa, you know, with due respect to you, aggression will not solve the problem. There are many other issues. Relationship, interpersonal relationship. The Senate President and the President of Nigeria are liberalists. They believe in cooperation and collaboration to distill an order to create peace in the firmament of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The army cannot be an exclusion of cooperation and collaboration in solving insurgency and security. Regrettably, I won't be able to take much of the generosity of the honor given to me by the President of time. I will write a personal memo to you on how to go about the 80% other factor, which the President must be aware of. That the President has been generous with the army and the military. He wants a greater efficiency. He has been calling for meetings virtually every other day. This Senate, Akpabio, had moved and spent money to hold security summit in the six geographical zones in Nigeria. They want peace in this country. But regrettably, the totality of the military of Nigeria, including of Donald Trump, cannot solve beyond 20% of counter-terrorism. You know this is the practice in war fronts. Me and you know we are experts in this field. There is nowhere in the world where military has gone beyond 20% success factor. So, Mr. Senate President, I want to say, with your generosity and the upcoming Senate debate on National Security Summit, we must identify the remaining 80% success factor and forward it to the Honorable Minister to be cleared and implement. Lastly, the Civil Military Operational Manual is my area of advice to you. The military must go back and review the Civil Operational Manual, which engage legitimacy, engage interpersonal relationship, engage talking to each other. What does it take us? Even if we call the religious leader come and have a general session and dinner with us, both Muslim and Christians, the moment that we know their leaders are talking, those people will drop their arms. You cannot solve this problem with aggression, and I want to wish you the best of luck.
What is it talking about?
And the President move to clear you.
What is it talking? What is this guy talking about? Hi, welcome to the show, Yakin Abdulaziz. 20%. Okay.
The chairman of finance, a lot of things are said.
Okay, I have to just before we guys go to the next one, I just asked. Okay, this is AI. Is it true that military can only account for 20% success factor in solving counter-terrorism and all? No, the claim that military can only account for 20% of the success factor in solving counter-terrorism is not a universally established or proven fact. It is a commonly cited rule of thumb in counter-insurgency and counter-doctrine, particularly associated with U.S. and Western military thinking. The origin of the 2080 idea, the most reference comes from U.S. counter stuff, especially 2006 U.S. Army Military Corps. Okay, so 20 to 25 of success comes from kinetic military action. 75 to 80% comes from non-military lines of effort like governance, rule of law, economic development, information operation, intelligence, police work, political reconciliation, and winning support of the population. So again, you can kill or capture your way to victory only in very rare circumstances. Normally, 80% of winning a counter-insurgency is not kinetic. Okay, but again, what does that even mean? Like, how did ISIS fall? I think we covered that in this show like a few weeks ago. There are times when, at this point in time, what are you talking about? Having reconciliation on people that are really killing people every day, kidnapping people almost every other day. I mean, you have to go ban for ban. I don't believe in that. Anyways, let's move on.
Said here that you can't achieve much except the appropriation does the right. So you will say something and then the appropriation chairman will say what? Chairman of Finance, distinguished Senator, ranking Senator Sani Musa,
Mohammed Sani Musa, representing Niger East.
Niger.
I am representing a senatorial district that have been so inflicted with this issue of insecurity. But first, I will also join my colleagues in congratulating Mr. President.
Hi, Isaac, welcome to the show.
Most very difficult time in the history of this country to be able to make this decisive decision in appointing the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff as Minister of Defense. More has to be done in that cycle. And I believe that with the coming of Jared Christopher Musa, there will be a lot of changes. And I have been interacting, especially in the area of funding. There is no country that will run its security architecture without funding.
we will not allow our Minister of Defense or Minister of Defense going hand in cap for funds. And that is the reason why, Mr. President, choose you as the competent person to be there.
There's a lot of funding already.
Getting very well with the Ministry of Finance.
Yeah.
That being said, I want to also commend Mr. President for making this choice. We have a lot of young officers that have been retired. Most of these young officers that are retired are not even prepared for their retirement. And at a time that a country is facing so much of security challenges, most of them are not businessmen, most of them are not politicians, are gentlemen, are military officers. They have been trained. They have gone to many countries, trained in warfare and everything. There is no better time that we need them like now. As Minister of Defense, can you propose to Mr. President the need to have a reserve army? Have we reached a stage that we can now start thinking?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, reserve army is a good point.
A unit like the National Guards or veterans, a corps of veterans, so that when we are faced with things like this, it's not just abruptly employing new recruits, but making use of those that have been trained already. There's also second issue of motivation. It's not only about allowances into pockets. There are so many other motivating factors that you can create to enhance the agility of the armed forces. And then Nigerian youths too. A lot of people today, seeing what is happening on the social media, especially when you see a soldier going on social media, making any sort of presentation, it discourages a lot of youths in wanting to go into the service. Mr. President was suggesting about NYSC. One of the core factors of establishing this scheme is also to be able to get agile youths to have interest in how to join armed forces to defend the territorial integrity of this country. As Minister of Defense, will you try as much as possible to see that these three issues I bring up, you come up with something that will be able to at least give the Nigerian Armed Forces the leverage to make use of this, the youths, the veterans, and possibly creating a kind of national guard. Thank you, Mr. President.
So just to put it before I move on to the next one, the NYSC plan is actually for training. He wasn't talking about using coppers. Right now, I don't think any copper would even want to join the military for that they are 1 year. They just want to have it over with. Secondly, also, is the fact that he raised a very good point on reserves. I mean, we should actually have that. They have that in the USA. You have the National Guard, you have the reserves and all of that for times when you have situations that warrant more deployment of forces. So we're going to move on.
Your questions are very relevant to today's situation and the future. So try and smile.
Whoa, this guy.
Senator Olamileko.
This guy.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleague. Mr. President, sitting as chair, let me join my colleague and the entire Nigerians in thanking Mr. President for bringing back General Musa Christopher. Mr. President, I'm one of the very few Nigerians that was disturbed when I learned that Musa Christopher was retired. But in a way, because of his good deed while he was in office, I know that definitely along the line, the president will give him another assignment. I never believed or thought he would be nominated as the minister. But immediately, his name was announced as the new Minister of Defense designate. It comes with a lot of applause and good commendation from Nigerians for one singular reason. Because Nigeria feels it's a round peg in a round hole. And as such, a welcome development. Sir, I want to say this. When you came on board in 2023, May 2029, when the president assumed office, and you swing into action, there is a lot of reduction in all these incidents that we have, kidnapping, banditry, and everything. That in 2024, the report is there and it's clear that we have the lowest number of kidnapping and banditry in the country. Not until recently again, when you are about exiting office, that we have this sporadic rise in banditry, kidnapping, and terrorism across board. Nigeria would like to know what brings about this sudden rise again in banditry, kidnapping, and this terrorism act across the divide. Today, you are the nominee of Mr. President as the incoming Minister of Defense. Nigeria will equally wants to know what are the strategy.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Even though without full disclosure, that you will put in place to bring back the good old days while serving as the Chief of Defense Staff of this country. I so submit, Mr. President.
Thank you. This is Senator Shimole.
Yeah, I just have to comment on that. The sudden rise, what happened? Like the first year was like, okay, fine, there were pockets of issues here and there. Then all of a sudden, all these things happen at the same time. Then you had Trump Street also contributing to it. But the question is really like something actually happened. There was something behind that I've not been able to place my hands on. There are different theories. Some said Tinubu's Trump's tweeting, but Trump's tweeting is not what exacerbated the issue. The issue had always been, even before Trump's tweeting. Because if someone can tweet and within 2 weeks you have banditry, you have kidnapping, you have killing, you have attacks, then that means we are not safe as a country. So I really want to know what actually happened, what brought to the recent uptick in this issue. Is it politics? Is it that the North is angry with Tinubu? Is it the rerun of Jonathan 2014? That's a very, very good question.
God bless the president. Sir, I joined in commending the nominee, and I was very inspired by your opening statement. But the last word you used, I was a bit confused. When you said, we can win this war, I thought that is begging the question. What we expect from you is assurance. We will win this war.
We must.
We shall win this war. Not can. Can is about potential. We have talked too much about potentials. Under your leadership, Nigeria will win this war. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we shall win this war. That's the kind of assurance we want. That's it. There have been a couple of observations that people have raised. When young men and women are kidnapped, state governors and other stakeholders are panicking, people are responding differently. For example, we have seen reports of armed terrorists coming out of the bush and negotiating with a subnational government. And people are like,
hi, Andrew, welcome to the show.
how can we negotiate? And on the floor of this Senate, many distinguished senators remind us that people know where these terrorists are. They know their roots. And in any case, if they didn't know them, how do they negotiate with them? Because once the armed forces is demystified, there is no state. It is the power of the state. It possesses the monopoly to use instruments of violence to liquidate anyone who threatens the existence of the state.
Yep.
So for many people, they can't understand why the state or anybody purporting to represent the state will negotiate
hi, Andrew.
with bandits. They come to the city.
Hi, David.
And then after negotiations, they go back. There are other stories that one cannot verify about people wearing uniforms or people they have killed and so on and so forth. Like has been said, I don't think any one of us here has any iota of doubt. If anything, I have been congratulating many people who come to me that yes, for several reasons, your appointment is a bold statement, even to enemies of Nigeria outside Nigeria, who sought to polarize our country along religious line. Your appointment has shut their mouth down. So, in all respect, I'm pleased, I'm happy, my confidence is reinforced. But
hi,
sir,
Frank. Okay.
I need you to change your statement that we shall win. Number two, whether or not it makes sense for the state or sub-nationals to negotiate with terrorists, carrying weapons into the city, and then going back, as we see, these are reported from time to time, and we have seen governors saying after successful negotiations, they have achieved something. We just need some assurance from you. I think that is all. Your competence is not in doubt. The president's capacity to identify competent hands has never been in doubt. I ask somebody here, have we ever condemned any? I think you are yet another addition to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's determination to put not round peg, square peg in a square hole. That's what we represent. But I don't need some assurance to tell my children they don't have to worry. We have a new sheriff in town. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so again, yeah, he was saying, hi guys, welcome to the show. Please help, don't forget to subscribe. Again, I think it's a matter of remorse. Like right now, it's already, a crazy day. I see someone saying new dawn to all Nigerian security is gone. Yeah, I'm actually, optimistic. You're talking Oshoma, whatever you're called, Oshoma, right? Yeah, I mean, let's just see what happens. Let's go ahead. Don't let me wait all the show.
Are up. Because which side? Okay, say something.
No, thank you, Mr. President.
There is another screening of some ambassadors going on. That's why a lot of senators are moving there to go and contribute. So,
there's the ambassadorial screening. Oh, I want to watch Reno. I probably get it right. You're right.
Just to ask questions.
Little time.
Can you write down the questions you cannot ask? Can you write?
No, you have asked me to speak. Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Victor Ume, OFR. I represent
if you cannot
Anambra
ask
Central
questions, can you write it down?
I represent Anambra Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, because a lot of time has been taken.
Yeah, I'm going to look for it. I don't know if it's been screened today, though. I'll look for it. Yeah.
With what others have said. When General Musa was withdrawn as Chief of Defense Staff, I was very apprehensive. I was very sad. But I didn't know that Mr. President was reserving you for this great role, to be Minister for Defense. So now that you have come back, my hope is renewed that somebody who will do the work with experience has come back. You were general in the army. You are still a general. A general doesn't retire.
once you come out, you are still a general. With this litany of generals you have come here with, all of them have rich experiences. I just want to tell you that we expect so much from you. This country is passing through a grave situation. You will notice that my brother, Senator Sani Musa, touched on the declining enrollment in the armed forces. Before, our youths were struggling to join the armed forces.
No,
but today it's no longer like that. I want to ask.
No. Yeah, up to now, sometimes over 10,000 will apply, and they only have 300 chances.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that the number is still up.
The quotas are not taken across the country as allocated. I'm telling you.
I'm just telling you that we still have. Let's ask
Mr. President. Just Mr. President.
If this is that means we have exhausted ourselves.
No, I'm coming. I flew to Enugu with an officer who went to work on recruitment, and I was told that people from that region are not. I'm sure it's the fact that you know. They are not joining. Because they say that when they join, they are sent to the northeast, where they die.
Restrict the issue.
Let this guy speak now. We have free speech in the country. Why is he stopping? Let him talk, and then you can then conclude. Like, you gave him 1 minute, right? Let him say what he wants to say, and then move on. Because again, he's making a point about people's morale in joining the military.
To the subject matter, screening of the nominee. Not your discussion with another. So I'm telling you right now that even today, even if it's immigration, they oversubscribe. If the army oversubscribe, how can we be talking like this?
Yeah. I'm not sure they're doing it live. They're carrying it live. But I will be watching, right? I've not seen anything on the screening of Reno and FFK live. But I will watch. Once they start, I'm going to definitely play that.
That you don't run short of people that will help you do this work. I know you are going to be Minister for Defense, no longer Chief of Defense Staff. But all of us here, whenever we see an officer killed in the field, it pains us as much as it pains you. The problem is that there is need to protect our officers. What happens when we see people killed in the battlefield are just like the match, football match. Whenever Nigeria loses an international match, everybody is low. So I want to say that I'm happy that you are back, and I pray that God will help you. And without saboteurs in the armed forces, there are saboteurs in the armed forces.
Of course.
That have been responsible for the things we are seeing that are very unsavory. Look deep and see how not everybody carrying arm is a patriotic military officer.
Yeah.
So that those who are against this country are weeded out, and those who are strong enough in patriotism are pushed forward.
No, fair point.
This is what I have to tell you. May God be with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. In reality, we are through with the questions. Is there anybody who is opposed to the nominee, being cleared?
We didn't even hear anything from the guy. I don't know, bro.
No, Senator Plan.
Different, sir.
Unless it is different.
Yes, very different, sir.
If he talks, I talk.
I don't want. We have had enough commendations.
Okay, sir. Okay, President of the Senate, my colleagues, I subscribe to all the praises made to him. I just wanted him to make an observation that the uniqueness of his appointment, he should be encouraged to find a space and pray, because the type of ovation he's receiving with this appointment is unprecedented.
Yeah.
I represent Pangshin, Mangu, Kanki, and Kanam.
Where's that,
and
bro?
it's a domain he knows very well. With his appointment yesterday,
Yeah.
drums were rolling. A clergy, both Islam and Muslims in my state, are happy with his appointment. Expectations on you are very, very high.
Yeah.
Sir, with my stay in this Senate for the past two years, I've never seen where the Senates are on the same line on appointment like your own.
Yeah, pressure to
From the DSP,
there's a lot of pressure,
Senate
bro.
President, to the Senate President former, and all of us, independent of constituency, independent of religion, and our elders, on you, needs you to go on a prayer. Sir, the last question I wanted to tell you about my own place is, there is a tiny defeat. Even when there is peace, there is a tiny defeat when people can no longer go to their farmland. Yet nobody is occupying the farm. But for anybody who goes, does not come back home. And people who cannot go back to their homes, what effort? I wish you can't answer that. But can you look at that sector? Because when people cannot go to their farm, it's like a defeat. But if people can get back to their farms, it's like it is over. I pray that you observe that. Sir, we're highly pleased. And we'll join you in prayers. Because your success is our success. What the president has done, we feel he has touched us at the right place. So may God Almighty grant you success. Thank you.
Tumba Benga Daniels, distinguished senator.
Yeah, that's it, though. That's it.
Thank you, our president. I'm Senator Benga Daniel, representing Ogun East.
I move to tears
and I'm
and
the
into Lord
chairman
prayer.
of the Senate Committee for the Navy. I won't spend more than 1 minute. Just 3 quick questions. The first one is on the definition of terrorism and banditry. I'm aware that the armed forces have been armed strong in recent times because they have not been able to deploy fully, because there are arguments about whether we are dealing with terrorism or banditry. And I'm sure if we all agree there is just a thin line between the two and allow the armed forces to deal with terrorism, we'll get better results. My second question is very simple as well. Now that we are debating on the propriety of having community-based police, state police, etc., I want to know the position of the incoming minister, what he thinks about community policing and state police. And finally, it's just a short advice that the country having waited for so long, I will advise him to set for himself a 100-day action plan, so that in 100 days, you can come back here and say, the battle has been won. Once again, congratulations in advance.
Lalong.
Thank you, Mr. President. My distinguished colleagues, Simon Lalong, representing the good people of Plateau South. Mr. President, while others were saying they work with General Musa, or they know him, for me, I live with General Musa before retirement and out of retirement. It's interesting, Mr. President, that is from Jos, that he was met. He lives in Jos, and he was. Don't forget about being born in Sokoto. That he was met the Chief of Defense Staff. When he retired as Chief of Defense Staff, he was in Jos. Very lucky at a prayer. 2 days after, he was recalled from Jos as the Minister of Defense. So I know him as a fine army officer, and I know him as a fine civilian. As a fine civilian, because he's a great golfer, and we play a lot of golf with him. When you see him in the armed forces, it's wonderful. But as a civilian, on the golf course, he looks as a civilian. That will take me to one portion, because shortly before he left the army, I followed keenly when he gave an order, and I think that order was in Jos. That order was one of the orders that I believe was very, very firm and was leading to commitment. Because usually in the army, they will tell you that the army is not police. If they are carrying operation, they are restricted. But for the first time in my life, I will say, he said, look, engage them. When you engage them, they engage you, fire back. He said, where you see this, go back, go on them. That was the only thing that we wanted to hear in Nigeria. Unfortunately, after that, he was retired. And shortly after the retirement, by the glory of God, today he's back again as Chief of Defense Staff. So only two questions. My general, are you really going to keep to that? Those words you made were very, very paramount and important. Everybody was expecting now. Not a soldier engaging a criminal and saying, no, you are restricted. Fire as they fire. Number two is this issue of recruitment. We've spoken about engaging people. For me, when you engage, you will have to train. When you train, it will take a long time. So this issue of reserve is very, very important. I have mingled with a lot of retired army officers. I have seen a lot of training and retraining. I am sure if a deliberate policy is introduced immediately, it will also bring them back, even if it's not from the army. We are already talking about overhauling the Army Act, which is here, the armed forces. Let it be part of it, so that what was not before, we can still do it. We witness it. Today we are talking of the special seats for women. What about the special seats for the reserves? It can be incorporated into this, and that will be under your ministry. So for me, like I said, nobody knows him like me. And wonderful officer, Nigeria will never regret that. And I thank Mr. President for this nomination. Thank you for the privilege, Mr. President.
Senator Lalong.
Yes, sir.
This was
that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, continue.
Really a privilege considering the mood of the Senate. Senator Ikpea.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Ikpea, representing the good people of Edo Central Senatorial District. At this junction, I want to join my colleagues to thank Mr. President for this noble cause, because we all know what we are going through. It's not happening only in the north. In my place in Ewato,
Hi, Abiodun. Welcome.
and the rest, we no longer go to farms because of this banditry and kidnapping. Retired. I know, we all know your strength. We all know who you are. We believe in you and we trust you. And you know you will not fail us. Most of you are able to thank Mr. President, because the Renew Hope agenda of Nigeria is what we have to keep us going. Mr. President, I kick off the Renew Hope agenda of Nigeria. And to sustain that Renew Hope is to ensure that we deal with the real issues that concern Nigerians. We know, all of us know what it was before, and we know where we are today with the Renew Hope. The Renew Hope agenda have lift Nigeria up. We know what we are. We know the cost of things before. And the only way we can sustain this is when we have security. Then secondly, I want to beg that you also look at the disciplines in the military. Because we pass through the road every day. We know what happens along the road every day. But when there's no discipline in the society, and mostly the army, which we believe that the strength of Nigerians, which believe that the hope of Nigerians, you can see that if you go around, if possible, set up your task force, set up a task force and check the military checkpoint. You will discover that every point they go, the tanker pass, they collect a diesel from them. Not only them, including other military, other paramilitary. They collect diesel from them. It's an insult to our nation. It's an insult to our name. It's an insult to Nigerians. They do these things, and so I want you to also look at the indiscipline. If discipline is not looked at, it also affects Nigerians. These are my few points. I want to thank you for this opportunity. God bless you.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Most of the Senate screen system don't give allowance for response. Yeah, I don't know why though.
Mr. President, my name is Ekong Samson. I represent the home front, Akwa Ibom South. Let me commend Mr. President for sending the nominee to us. Like football, he has brought us together. One can say that beyond football, one issue that has brought Nigerians together is the nomination of Jan Musa as Minister of Defense in this country. I represent a littoral state, a maritime territory, and my question, predictably, centers on what steps the nominee will take to strengthen security in our maritime areas, at our littoral areas, what steps that he will take. And then, the nominee has spoken very well about the need for policy and collaboration. That is what I wanted to hear. Because without our addressing the issue of collaboration, then we will remain in the woods. So I thank him for touching the very key nerve of the appointment, which is the need for collaboration. I would only ask from the sidelines, what will be your attitude to negotiation with those criminals? Your attitude to payments of ransom, and principally, what steps can we take to make the armed forces more attractive? Thank you.
I said 1 minute, I didn't say 1 more minute. Well, thank you, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues. My name is Osita Izunaso. I represent Imo West. Mr. Nominee, I'm going to be very brief. When you came here 2 years ago, you gave us proper lecture, if I may say, on kinetic and non-kinetic approach of solving this problem. Now that you have been, if confirmed, you'll be saddled with the responsibility of manning the defense ministry as a minister. Do you think that the non-kinetic approach of granting amnesty to repentant dissidents is a way forward if made a minister, if you are confirmed as a minister? Secondly, we were told, we don't know whether it is true, that some people who have voluntarily surrendered to work for the federal forces are being reabsorbed into the intelligence gathering of our system. Is it correct or not? Thank you, Mr. Nominee.
Senator Anthony Ani.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Professor Anthony Ani. I speak on behalf of Ebonyi South. Thank you for the privilege. In my place, they say he who laughs last, laughs longest. Now, security, we all know, is of much concern.
Any question for the nominee?
I'm coming, sir. Just let me finish the statement. I put addendum.
You are going into a lecture?
No, not lecture this time. So it's of very much concern. Now, the basic question I want to ask, there are two of them. Now, would you, General Musa, I hope you would know the difference between your office now as a minister and your previous office as a defense, chief of defense staff.
If he doesn't know, you can go and teach him.
Secondly, I want to advise that his job should be such that he works in very close synergy with all these.
Are you the president?
Chiefs,
are you the person who
all
appointed
the
him?
chief of
The person who appointed him will advise him.
In the sense that if there is no harmony between them, there is bound to be misfortunes along the way.
Point of order.
So,
Order 52A. A senator at all time must confine his observation to the subject under discussion and may not introduce matter irrelevant thereto. Professor Annie, you are asked to ask questions, not to give lecture, as whether he knows the difference between his office, the new office going to occupy his former office. No, not lecture. Ask him question. And so submit.
The question is, that brings me to...
Point of order is sustained. Senator Annie, that is why it's not good to speak for the sake of speaking. So your time is gone. Senator Yaradua.
Thank you, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues. I am Abdulaziz Musa Radua, representing Katsina Central.
Use your campaign voice.
I'm Abdulaziz Musa Radua, representing the good people of Katsina Central. Thank you, Mr. President, and my distinguished colleagues. I want to join my colleagues in thanking Mr. President for this nomination. And mine is not to waste time. It's just to thank my colleagues for all they have said and the encomiums, they have showered on the nominee, whom everybody knows has done well as the Chief of Defense Staff. I want to lend my voice to call still on the need to empower the armed forces, especially now that we have this insecurity that has escalated in the nation. You have come just at the right time, and I believe by the grace of God, you will do very well based on your past performances. So I want to pray that God in His infinite mercy should guide you and protect you and give you the wisdom and strength to ensure the defense and security of this nation. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. I was looking at the chief whip to know whether he has 1 more minute. Okay, so I want to thank all my colleagues because I think we've been very fair. The screening of ambassadors is ongoing, so some of you have been going there and coming back, and I thank you for your patience and all your contributions. The nominee, you see why I told you to sit down? You can run off with some of the questions you can remember. The ones you cannot remember, write them down and take them to your office.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished senators. So from all I've gathered, it shows that everybody is following up with the issue, everybody is fed up, and everybody wants things to be done differently. And those are the things we're going to do to make sure that we have peace. Like Senator Shomole mentioned, we will win, working together as a team. Let me start from bottom up, sir. Starting with Senator Yaradua, thank you very much for the commendation and to assure you you're fully committed. We're going to work together as a team, together from the ministry, with the National Assembly, with the members of the armed forces and other security agencies. All NDAs have roles to play for us to achieve success. Nobody can do it alone. I think that's the most important thing. The difference between the CDS office and the minister's office interlinked, supporting each other, giving them all the necessary support for them to be able to carry out their task. Whatever it is we're looking from the outside as they're operating, we're also providing all the necessary, meeting all the NGOs and everybody, making sure it works. Working with them closely, that is taking. There is no way that we can achieve anything without working as a team. Even when I was CDS, I tried to harmonize all the services to remove all the rancor we used to have before. And now we'll make that very, very important. I think one area that we're going to look at constitutionally is to look at the powers given to the service chiefs, the CDS, ministry. There are a lot of lacunas, there are a lot of gaps that I think is affecting our operations. And I think that is very critical. We must be able to get the service chiefs with their responsibility, the CDS responsibility, and then the ministry. Observing what is being done, following up so that we can make sure that the work, the synergy is seamless. There seem to be still some areas that is meditating against our work. I think those are issues we're going to come. I think what we'll do again, sir, is taking over. I'm going to sit down with all stakeholders. That's what we did in Maiduguri that gave us the success we did. We must make everybody understand the roles they have to play. And in doing that, once we do that and everybody's on board, it makes it a lot easier. So to say in Maiduguri, we had meetings with motor park, markets, commercial drivers, everybody. And when they came on board, that's when we had success. And that's why we need to really replicate, going down to make sure that everybody has a responsibility. It is not when you see something you keep quiet saying it is not your responsibility. No. The armed forces, the security forces are not going to be everywhere. So it's important that we also work together. So Senator Anye will assure you that we're going to work closely with the service chiefs. There won't be any issues together, and including other security agencies. On the issue of the reabsorbment of the surrendees, that is not happening. We have a system that we monitor who and who we're recruiting into service. We work together with the intelligence system, the military intelligence, the DSS and all this. They still go back to check all those ones we're recruiting based on the data they're bringing. But sir, I think I must mention this, which I've done severally. There are countries, if we look at first world countries, where are they succeeding? They've been able to put some basic things in place. Something as simple as a database for all citizens. So I think that's one area that we need to be, so that we can also assist the security forces. And even developmentally, we need to know the number of people in particular areas so that we can know whether we have markets or schools or hospitals in those areas. I think it's important that we must have a comprehensive database. And not the database that immigration will be having, quarantine will be having, police is having something. No, we need a unified one that will be able to carry, so that when you commit a crime, it's easier to track you. It's easier to trace. That aspect that people can easily commit one crime in Sokoto and run to Maiduguri and go and stay, or run to Kano or somewhere and nobody knows them, makes it a lot easier for them. There are countries where you commit one offense, even your bank account is closed. Your ATM cannot work. Now with ICT, we can do a lot. So I think it's important at this stage for us to start looking at how we can link up all those data together to have a unified one that will assist us in doing this. The kinetic and non-kinetic, like is mentioned rightly, sir, the kinetic effort is about 25-30%. It cannot win totally. It will give you the leverage. But sir, are we addressing those aspects that got us to where we are? Issues of good governance, poverty, illiteracy, all these aspects contribute to it. And that's why we said that the states need to do a lot. Local governments need to work. Sir, if our local governments are up and doing, the local government chairman will be dealing with the crime within their localities. And it will ease up these aspects. We need to have the police. We need to have the correctional system, and especially our legal system. So if the legal system is not proactive, and most of these crimes, especially terrorism, so in Saudi Arabia and Middle East countries, anything on terrorism, nobody jokes with it. Even your family members will disown you. Because they've made it in such a way that nobody is set free once you are charged on aspects of terrorism. So I think we need to also make it very, very punitive. The kidnapping issues, the way it's been treated in courts, you get somebody and cases are prolonged, doesn't make it well. So even the security forces, when you travel and you do all the efforts in making arrests, and nothing comes out of it. So those are the aspects I think that we need to do. The non-kinetic is very important, sir. Because if we're able to understand that when there's justice, fairness, and equity within the people, and they have a sense of belonging, you will see crime and criminality will go down. Why are we having the resurgence of criminality? We know towards the end of every year, there is always this upsurge. People want to make extra money in whatever it is they're doing. The Sahel is there. The world terrorism agent is increasing in its attacks all over the world. So it's not only Nigeria, because we are not isolated. And that's why we're having this pressure. What we need to do, sir, is working together as a team in addressing, making sure that we address them within Nigeria and do not give them any freeway, any aspects that they need to do. We must stop ransom payments. And in doing that, sir, even when ransoms are being paid, some other, because people want to do that, we can track the money is being paid and where does the money come from. There is a lot you can do using the banking system that we can do these things and track those things backwards. The use of technology is very important. And like I said, sir, if we're able to have a database and every Nigerian has a number linked to everything you have electronic, we can monitor anything. I think that's areas that we need to look at and be able to address. Again, the issue of the maritime environment, very, very challenging environment that is there, again, linking with the border, especially Akwa Ibom to Cameroon and those other areas. We know there's a large increase. Normally, when the pressure is on in the south, they go back into issues of sea robbery and piracy and these issues on ground. Again, issues of cultism and all these things. Now, we make sure that our operations within those areas are enhanced using the Operation Delta Safe, expanding their reach. Initially, because those areas were a bit quiet, they didn't extend them. But now what we have done even before I left is we've extended operations within those areas to be able to address those maritime environments, to make sure that we stop these acts. Because there's issues of kidnapping coming from those areas. Collaboration, sir, is critical. No one individual can do this together. We must work. Sir, it says no to negotiation. There is no negotiation with any criminal. And I think that should be made very, very clear. We are working together. States don't adopt such things because those things compromise security. And to tell those that nobody, if you negotiate with them, they will never abide by it. It's just a moment. When they do that, they want to buy time to buy more arms, and then they were going to come. And we have seen it repeatedly. There are even localities that have done that. They still come after them. So, sir, it's a total ban on that, total ban on illegal mining, and all those other aspects that are bringing these things together. So I think we must be able to do that. Indiscipline in the military, sir, Senator Ipaya, we can assure you that we're going to address them totally. We're going to have independent patrol teams that will go and make sure that we do and do. And what we want to do again is to withdraw possibly all military men out of checkpoints and let the police and civil defense handle those aspects. Hungry man is an angry man. And so if people can't eat, you can imagine what will happen. So for us, I think protecting the farm, working with the civil defense that have the agro farmers, agro rangers is very important for us to continue to work together. For Senator Lalong, thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate you for the commendation, and we assure you that we're going to be very firm in all we are doing. Everywhere we make sure that recruitments are going to be thorough. And again, it brings you back to a database. So it makes it easier. If somebody comes for recruitment and has a number that you can check and see everything is telling you, it makes it a lot easier. We've seen countries having this for years, so I think it's high time we're able to do that. A lot of people now, because there is war, even the military, you find some people don't want to go to where there is conflict. They want to go to soft areas. It's normal for humans. But we always want to tell that anybody being recruited should know that you are joining the armed forces because you are going to fight. There's war going on and you will go and fight. So going in to say that you want to avoid, and that's why some people don't want to come in. Because they feel if they come in, they say they will take them to Maiduguri and all this. Basically, that is what you are meant to do. But again, we know some states, we have observed some states, some regions don't really come in well for reasons, but I think we are doing some sensitization program to try and bring them into it so that the strength can be enhanced. But like Mr. President, you mentioned, sir, as we speak, sometimes every time we are doing recruitment, we have over 70,000 that are applying to join. So we still have enough. But maybe some states do not have that number. But again, we have a way of balancing because we want every Nigerian to be part of it, every Nigerian to take responsibility of what is going on ground. So we're following all those aspects and we don't want them to go down. But on expectations, so I can tell you, I'm also feeling the heat because when I see the expectations, when my name was mentioned, I know that I cannot afford to fail myself, fail my nation, fail my family. Whatever that we need to do, we will put in the very best, and we know God on our side, we're going to succeed. So it's important, sir, that we must continue to work together. And I assure Nigerians, I really appreciate the responses to the Senate, National Assembly as a whole, the entire Nigerians. Like I went to social media, I was shocked when I saw the response. And it shows that people are really committed in showing that Nigeria is peaceful. So when people go around saying Nigerians, we don't love ourselves, I say, no, they don't really know who Nigerians are. And it also brings me to the issue that we have on the issue of whether genocide or no genocide. We are all victims. Everybody is being killed. Everybody is dying. So that's why it's important that we must work together. And it is when we allow them have gaps that they penetrate. They don't care who they kill. These are a bunch of evil people that are on drugs. For whatever reason, we must stop the killings. Nigerians must not be killed, or anyone in Nigeria must not be killed for whatever reason. So, sir, our own target is to face them squarely and ensure that we stop the killing. Farmers should go, our children should be safe in their schools, and Nigeria is back to how it used to be before. I think that's very, very important. On the issue of whether 100 days or 6 months, I think it's important that we must make sure that within a very limited time, people should see that things are changing. We're able to achieve that, and we can still do that, and we will do that. All we need is the support. So I want to seek indulgence that once I take over, after 3 weeks, we'll be able to come back, maybe have a closed session. Because there are a lot of things that we need to bring to the fore that will assist the members of armed forces and other security agencies. We cannot say it out in the open. There are a lot of gaps that we need to close in. And I think that's very important if we're able to sit down. I'll sit down with all of them, we'll discuss, and then we'll come back again and sit down and show clearly the roadmap. What is it that is in? What do we need? What kind of support do we need for us to be able to achieve? I think that's very, very important, sir. On issue of saboteurs, yes, sir. Normally we recruit from the society, so there will always be the good, the bad, and the ugly. But we have a system of identifying such people, and immediately we do that, we take action because we prosecute. The armed forces have standby court martials all over the country. Anywhere you commit, there are offense and there are punishments for it. And I think that is what we are going to do. On sustaining the strength, yes, we're doing that. The system we're adopting is good, and we're going to do that. Engagement of retired personnel is a good idea. We're going to discuss with the services and see. On retirement, you still have 3 years into the reserve. So we can still re-engage those ones that are retired into reserve, those ones that are still fit and capable. Most of us here that are here have spent over 30 years in service, or almost 40 years, because if you look at those that went to NDA, spent 5 years, and then 30-something years. There are some that were at NMS, spent 5 years, 6 years NMS, 5 years NDA, and 30-something years. So they put in a longer years, a lot of experience. And I think my advice to the nation is that, beside even the military, even in other aspects of life, these are individuals that monies have been spent on them, time has been spent, they have a lot of experience, they're very brilliant, committed in ensuring that Nigeria develops. So we can also look at other aspects of putting them in some of these boards that we have. Let us utilize them. A lot of them finish, go back and just sit down and not doing anything. And I think that's not good. Having considered the amount of money that had been spent and the experiences they have, I think we should look at the aspect of also bringing them into all some of these boards, and they will be able to bring out some inputs into bringing these things into the system. Declaring, sorry, sir, let me get this. I said issue on negotiation, no negotiation. Nobody is allowed to negotiate. For the troops, sir, every personnel that is deployed knows why he's deployed. And the 3 things where he's told is this: you are to engage any criminal or any bandit that is armed and is about to kill you. You don't have to wait. Somebody is aiming to shoot at you and you are waiting for order from who? Once you are deployed, you automatically have that responsibility. Or your colleague is to be shot and you know there is no other way of stopping it other than if you don't kill the person. Or the community or property you are protecting. These are statutory and they all know it. So if any member of the armed forces is deployed anywhere and tells you that he's waiting for order, he's lying. He's only a coward. There is nothing like he's waiting for any order. The order is automatic once he's deployed because he's briefed before he's deployed. And I think that is very important that we're able to bring that distance.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like I said, the increase in terrorism and banditry, sir, end of the year, the times, over time, people have neglected so many things, and these are the things these are the results. So we must go back to those basics that will do that, working together with the communities, with the local government, with the state government, and the federal. Together, if we do that, we're going to look at and we're going to get good results. Whether National Guard or Reserve, then NYC using them. The issue of social media, sir, that's one big area we're having, is affecting the professionalism of the armed forces.
Thank you.
I think areas that we need to look at how we're going to address those things very well is very, very important. Funding issues, like it was mentioned, no country can have everything. So America's budget last year was about $800-something billion, and they produce the equipment. We don't produce this equipment.
Yeah,
so
sabotage, right? Yep.
We buy using hard currency. A medium-range precision missile for a drone, sir, is $100,000. That is about 150 million naira. So once you fire one, 150 million has gone. Whether you hit target or you don't hit target. A ship, the medium range ship will take up to probably 33,000 liters of fuel, 10 tankers. In 5-6 hours, fuel is finished. So you can imagine that defense is expensive. And that's why it's important for us to see that we can fund. And we can do government to government. Some of these things, we can get them directly. So I think those are issues that I think we need to look at. We said 20% non-kinetic. We'll do the intelligence. Yes, intelligence is critical. And that's why we need everybody to be on board. Because when you see something and you report, action is taken. And we're able to get good results. As again, and the Senate especially. That's how we're fully committed. Coming back on stream from all the experience we have, working together with my team, we are going to make sure that we make a difference. And I can show you within the shortest possible time, sir, Nigerians will see that change. The trust they have in us will never let them down. And we'll count on the house. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's it, guys.
Thank the nominee, General Christopher Musa Sefa.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I wish him well. Yeah, I can see your comment here. Nigerians love each other. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the follow, AY. Yeah, it should be extremely careful. I said that. Yeah, that there might be sabotage. Yeah, there might be sabotage. Because these people are evil and they've infiltrated the system, I believe. That's my own belief. But I also have to be optimistic with respect to what has been happening. Yeah, what does Akpabio have to say? The guy is just always a clown.
Let me say that
it's not. We're not out of the woods yet. That's my own.
And I want to thank the distinguished senators. There is a meeting of North Central going on. There is also a meeting of Northeast going on. There is also a meeting of Southwest going on. There is also a meeting of the committee.
All meetings. What's the cocoa?
On foreign affairs.
Guys, if you've not followed, please help follow, like, and comment and share. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
These were things that were prefixed, General, before you came. But in spite of how crowded today was, we felt there was need to take you so you can go and join your colleagues to begin to map up the right policies to keep Nigeria safer. And you have observed that there's a lot of expectation of all Nigerians across the board, including Mr. President, who nominated you. It's because of your personal and your record. And I've not seen any nominee in the Nigerian...
Hi, Ahmad. Welcome. Ahmad. Welcome.
Answering questions from senators since 1999. I think you are the first. So you have set the record. I have some senators here who insist that when they take the floor to speak, I should not stop them. That's why in the United States, some senators speak for 24 hours. So in your own case, I decided to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to ask you a question because we are all concerned about the security of the nation. The good part of it, but he answered your question. He answered, he mentioned you specifically, he said Senator Ani, and he answered the question. You didn't finish everything you wanted to say.
And I was sleeping, I guess.
You said a few things, and we picked those few things. So, Senator Ani, if you have any other thing, please put it in writing, give him as he's leaving. He will address them. So, I want to thank all my colleagues for their contributions.
Okay.
To assure you also that there is what we call verbatim reporting. The moment this microphone is pressed, everything you say, even when you sneeze, is recorded. So we have everything on record.
General Mustafa is the right man for the job. Emmanuel Atoga. Yeah, I agree.
Including everything you think.
I wish him well. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy.
Recording the things you are thinking in your mind now.
This guy.
That is how digital we are. So we are up to in our offices. We'll review everything you have said here today,
and what you intend to do. But let me cap it up by mentioning that you said there is a constitutional lacuna. This is for the Senate, that the responsibilities of each office within the security architecture of the country must be looked into again. That's what you said, that there will be no ambiguity. And in order to ensure that there is a single office that acts as an impediment to success, we noted that very, very seriously.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
You have an opportunity to amplify that when we handle the National Security Summit. So we'll be requesting a small paper from you on what the National Assembly should do in order to bridge the gap and ensure that those lacunas are constitutionally addressed through the constitutional amendment that we are presently undertaking. So, and yeah, I know the acts also. I'm sure that's to let you know that we noticed that we're listening to you very keenly. And that, of course, also answered the question as to who gave the order for soldiers to withdraw before the kidnappers entered the school. It's a function of whose responsibility was it to give order to those soldiers because of the various formations. You have too many, yes, you have too many areas. Then you also mentioned something about a database. The need for us to have a data where once your name is put into the data, everything about you comes out. Your age, your date of birth, your experience, and everything. So it will be easy for us to know. It will even have up to even your habits, whether you're a golfer, whether you're a footballer, whether you're a smoker, everything should come out. And then that smoker, everything should come out.
Okay, what's happening here?
Smoker, everything should come out. And then that will enable you to know whether such a person is fit for the responsibility you want to give the person.
Hi, Han. Welcome to the show.
Should also will also be reflected in that database. Then we want to urge you, as soon as you take over, visit the defense industries. We would like a situation whereby we don't, and then and keep them and feed them at government expense and release them and give them uniform and give them allowances and say that we have changed them. So as a Minister of Defense, please advise the Commander-in-Chief.
Okay, so again, that's that. I think that's I don't know what happened. Yeah, maybe it's over. This is the Senate stuff. Just for 5 people watching.
Appointee, that is
this
CNC.
December. Sorry, I just want to be sure. And I think that's just it.
He doesn't mind.
I got it back.
If he makes mistake and you point it out, he will correct himself.
I got it back.
Because he's not an angel, he's not God. Correct himself. Because he's not an angel, he's not God. So some people are a bit on the sycophantic side. So long as we continue to play politics with security, we'll continue to get the result we are getting. So bringing you in is that you have to be firm, you have to be resolute, and you have to remain committed as ever. And you've always been very patriotic. Please put the interests of the Nigerian citizens uppermost in your mind. And the rest will be added onto you. We will pray for you. We wish you well. Is it the view of the Senate that this nominee be allowed to take a bow and leave? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it, guys. And just to put it out there, it's been confirmed, I believe, now. So you have a new Minister of Defense here. He's taking his bow, and then hopefully I wish him well. I mean, it's not an easy job when he starts operating and people are at the receiving end of those, pew pew and all that. I don't want anybody here to come and say these are my people, because when they are unleashing mayhems on innocent civilians, we're not seeing all those cry. So I think he should just start his work in earnest, and he should watch out. He should watch his back. He should watch his back, and I wish him well. And just talking about that decision, it's just easy for you to see, because since Trump tweeted and you had all of those issues, the Nigerian market has been down, really down. But now that you have this guy back, you can see what is happening. Like, a lot of these stocks are now beginning to, just to recover. Now, this is not an investment advice. I would have to repeat that. Not an investment advice, but I was watching the market. For the past 3 weeks, it's been really bloodbath. Really bloodbath. The market has been doing. Now you can see, since his announcement was, since he was announced as the new defense minister, there's been a kind of confidence, back into the market and all that. Again, not a financial advice. I'm just putting it out there. Now there's more like a consolidation happening in the market, and things are beginning to kind of, settle down again. Now I don't know if all those monies, especially the foreign investors, if they will bring their money back to Nigeria, but I think it's still gonna happen one way. Let's see what will happen. Some of them are not. Yeah, some of them won't be happy. Let me see what's happening here. Oh, what else? What's happening? Maybe other business. But I have to go. And then we'll cover the things. There's still a lot of stories out there. The politicians are just doing their own thing. PDP is in disarray. Hopefully we'll see what happens out of that. Opposition in Nigeria is like zero. Okay, it's like zero, so we'll see what happens. ADC is already forming. El Rufai joined. Who else joined? Atiku also now being a former member. Okay, let's listen to his interview.
General Christopher Wabin Musa is here with us. So, sir, congratulations as we await the decision of the Senate.
Why is this dropping?
On the confirmation hearing.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Now it's been like.
Okay, I have to go. I don't know why it is dropping. Okay.
Marathon screening. Yeah. Tell us your feelings and what comments you have for Nigerians at this point in time.
Firstly, let me just thank Mr. President for this opportunity for me to be presented today.
Okay.
I also appreciate the
Hi, Larry.
Welcome. For the good job they are doing, members of the armed forces, but most especially Nigerians. Nigerians have shown faith in our capacity to achieve success. I want to assure them that whatever it takes for us to do that, we are going to work round the clock to ensure Nigeria is safe and secured. We need them to also support the security forces, because nobody can do it alone.
Yeah.
Every Nigerian should take this as a responsibility towards him, that it is his own task to, whatever support he can give to the armed forces and security forces, he should not hesitate.
Yeah.
If we see something wrong, report, action will be taken.
Yeah.
I'm very glad this went through, and it shows you all this time that everybody is committed. Everybody wants peace in Nigeria. And that's what the senators have shown. And all the questions they've asked were on point. And we reassured them that we're going to work and ensure Nigeria is safe and secure.
If you see something, say something. Yeah, congrats. Yeah. Okay, so that's just it. I got to go now. A lot of other topics to cover, but that will be later in the day when I come back. Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate. Oh, thanks watching from Ore Township, Ondo State. Oh, good. Thanks, somewhat. Thanks. But wait, this man resembles Apostle Justice Suleiman. Yeah, well, I don't know about that, bro. Maybe they are related. Everybody has a cousin out there. Yeah. But again, it is. Thanks for joining. Please, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I will be coming in later today. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, thanks. All stakeholders should support him. Yeah, I think it's going to be confirmed. It's confirmed in principle already. We can say that, and then we leave it